Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.
Coming right up, another fun varsity sports show.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hey, this is Sophie, and you're listening to my dad, Vince. Dad, you owe me $20 now.
Hi, kids. This is DJ Soulman from the Funk Junkies, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show with my man, Vince Delicio. And what's your last name?
It's Delicio.
Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, right.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.
This program is paid for by the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization, and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you, empowering education and enabling dreams, right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince Delicio, joined by my broadcast partner this morning, Mr. Dorian Zavala. And we are at, some familiar stomping grounds for me, even though I think I may have skated here once or twice as a kid. But we're at Arcadia Ice Arena, which is the site of the old Tower Plaza. Those of you guys been around for more than 20 years or more, 30 years, you remember Arcadia Tower Plaza, 38th Street and Thomas Road. They used to do the summers. They used to do the double feature movies for $1 back then. Once, and I'll introduce Dorian here in a minute, but I went and saw Beat Street and Break-In one summer for at $1. It cost me $1 in 1986. Anyway, introducing Dorian Zavala. Dorian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Vince. Glad to be here today.
Yeah.
Excited for this moment. It gets to be just me and you today, so I'm pretty hyped about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun morning. It's going to be a fun morning. So we've got a lot of good stuff today. Really excited about bringing you some good content today. And it, all in all, it's going to be a great morning. The Zamboni machine is out here too, man. There's some good stuff, and we are also going to be joined by a bunch of people. First up, now we're doing a live broadcast of GCU Club Women's Hockey. It's our debut that we're going to be bringing hockey to the Varsity Sports Show audience. That's going to be at 4 o'clock this afternoon, live from out here at Arcadia Ice Arena. Connor Manning and Lucas Metzner are going to be on the call for us. Sammy Rivera will be directing that event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And with us, we're going to have GCU Club Women's Hockey coach Jess Conlon. She'll be joining us here in the next minute or two to talk about her program. And beyond that, we got a bunch of stuff. We got some old familiar friends, voices, faces. Brophy football coach Jason Jewell, big win last night. Horizon football coach Andy Litten, big win last night. Arcadia, Jeff Alba from Arcadia football, big win last night. They're 10-0. I can't even remember that ever happening, and I grew up here. Green Valley High School in Henderson, Nevada. They're playing in the championships in 2 weeks. They had a big win last night in the semifinals. Coach Clay Mauro, Corona del Sol coach Jake Barrow. They had a big game last night against Castile. They didn't come away with the victory, but they're probably going to be in the playoffs at 3-7. That is something. We're going to find out this morning on that. But We got Bennett Solomon, our University of Florida out of Gainesville. He is an intern with us. He's in Germany. He'll be reporting live from Germany. Guys, we are worldwide. And then we got my old friend Mike Beal with the Beaching with Beal Southern California Surf Report. We got Desert Mountain football coach Conrad Hamilton. It is an all-star who's who. Saguaro coach Zach Hill, big win last night over Pinnacle. You don't want to miss anything. We're going to start things off. Aaron, take it away. Okay, joining us on the line is Grand Canyon University Club women's hockey head coach Jess Conlon. Coach Conlon, Vincent Dorian here with the Varsity Sports Show. Welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me.
Coach, it's going to be a big day because of the fact that you've got a big game today. You had a big game yesterday. It's more or less it's a doubleheader of yesterday today. You've got ASU women's club team coming in. How jacked are your girls today to be playing such a big matchup?
Oh, we're thrilled. I mean, the program over at ASU, they're a strong one for sure. And if we want to be the best, we got to beat the best. And ASU will definitely help us to reach that goal.
You've got your roster is fairly thin, so which means that you've got a lot of athletes that are getting a lot of ice time. Tell us about the fact that you're building experience in your program because of that, and being a little thinner on your roster.
I think it's a great opportunity to be able to really showcase the talent that I have. I mean, if I have a massive roster where I'm having to only able to play a certain number of players. It actually gives me a great opportunity to learn my players, to develop my players, get them the ice time that they need, to continue developing over their years. It's definitely a good opportunity this year, having a bit of a smaller team.
Coach Conlon, this is Dorian Zavala. Thank you for joining us today. My question to you is, how do you keep your players motivated going into today's game after not having so much success coming up to this game today?
Yeah, it's all part of the process. If we're really looking to grow as a program, it doesn't happen overnight. Champions are not born overnight, and I think that regardless of where we start, it has to do with how we finish. And as long as we're getting better every day and improving every day, we're getting closer and closer to that goal. So it's really just having the team trust in that process, and they really are. They're bought into the process, they're trusting it, and they know that as long as they're better than the day before, then we're on the right track.
Coach, I want to ask you, you do a lot of outreach in the community for promoting hockey for young women, and how has that changed? How has participation changed even in the last 5 years?
Yeah, so the girls hockey has grown immensely in the last 5 years, especially with the start of the Arizona Kachinas. The Arizona Kachinas, they have, it's like 17 teams now. When I was growing up here in the Valley, we had maybe 1.5 girls teams, and this we finally have a sustainable program that is growing year by year. So of course the involvement from the community is obviously going to grow from the number of players that are here in Arizona, but I think that having that following, having the players getting recruited both to GCU and to ASU, and now with the adding of U of A's new programs, really with having all this women's hockey and bringing the Kachinas into that as they get older and start graduating high school and going to college, it automatically kind of brings more players into the spotlight here, but it's never going to stop at this point with the growth of the Kachinas, that's for sure.
How young do they start playing? And I know that there are some games going on this morning with the Kachinas. We've got some littles that are going to be playing here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Western Girls Hockey League, they have a showcase here in Arizona this weekend, and it depends on the age that you start at. I mean, personally, I started when I was 5. Most of the girls that I coached with my U14 team, they started when they were 5 or 6 or 7. Some players, they start when they're 12 though, and the Arizona Kachinas allow for growth no matter where you start or what age you start at. and there's always an opportunity to play hockey if you love the sport.
Coach, it's me again. Quick question for you. I see here that you were actually from Anchorage, Alaska, and moved out here to Phoenix. Talk to me about that transition from moving out from living in Anchorage, Alaska, and moving to Phoenix, Arizona. How different of an adjustment was that for you?
Well, other than the weather shock, that's for sure. There was also a big change for me with hockey. Hockey was around the corner, around every corner in Alaska. Moving to Arizona wasn't necessarily the case when I first moved here, but it's picked up. Just like the Arizona Kachinas 5 years ago, Arizona hockey grows year over year over year with youth hockey, with high school hockey, with college hockey. So it's definitely a bit of a transition, just adjusting to it not really being much of a hockey dominant culture down here in Arizona. But again, it's growing and growing, and now I believe that Arizona really is a force to be reckoned with in hockey.
Awesome. Coach Conlon, thank you so much for joining us here today. We thank you for your time.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you later today. Again, we are going to be broadcasting this afternoon, 4 p.m. Puck drops right at 4. It'll be the GCU Women's Club hockey team facing ASU Women's Club. It's going to be an exciting matchup. It's going to be well attended. There'll be a lot of people here. And if you can't make it out here to Arcadia Ice Arena, 38th Street and Thomas Road in Phoenix, we're going to be carrying the broadcast on YouTube Channel 1, Varsity Sports YouTube 1. We have 8, can you believe that? 8 YouTube channels that all get filled with different various games and broadcasts and things. So a lot of good stuff. It's going to be an exciting afternoon. It's going to be a fun afternoon. And it'll be something new for us. We're going to mic the ref, and that'll be interesting. And we'll have some cameras down low as well as our top cameras. So we're doing a little bit of everything. Guys, amazing morning, a lot of fun. Again, back in my old stomping grounds, my old neighborhood here at the old, what I refer to as Tower Plaza, even though that's not what they call it anymore. I think they call it Arcadia Crossing now. But anyway, thanks for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. We've got a whole bunch of content. When we come back from the break, we're going to turn it over to Aaron, who's going to run some content from one of our amazing staff, and then we'll come back with Brophy football coach Jason Jewell. Aaron, take it away.
Hey everyone, this is Aaron Nemiroff reporting with the Varsity Sports Show. The NFL trade deadline just passed, and I'm going to give you a rundown of some of the major trades that went on over the last week. We'll start off with perhaps the biggest of them all, Chase Young being traded from the Washington Commanders to the San Francisco 49ers. Young won Defensive Rookie of the Year with Washington back in 2020 and recorded 7.5 sacks. His biggest flaw has certainly been his ability to stay on the field. In 2021 and 2022, he only played in 12 out of 34 games. This year, he has been healthy and has 5 sacks. The 49ers entered the season as a clear Super Bowl favorite, but after losing their last 3 games, they needed to make a big-time move to boost the defense. Another major move at the deadline was the Buffalo Bills trading for Packers cornerback Rasul Douglas. The Bills sent Green Bay a 3rd-round pick in exchange for the 7-year corner. Douglas has recorded 32 combined tackles and 1 interception in 7 games played this year. Earlier in the season, the Bills lost their star cornerback Tre'Davious White, and since then have been struggling to find a capable replacement. Buffalo needs Douglas to fill that void on defense if they expect to be Super Bowl contenders. The Commanders made another significant move also on the defensive line. They traded Montez Sweat to the Bears for a 2nd-round pick. Sweat has been a consistently effective edge rusher over the last 5 seasons for Washington. Trading both of their star defensive players implies they don't intend on competing for the playoffs this year. As for the Bears, they are currently 2-6 and don't seem like a playoff team either. This move will most likely be more significant for them next year. Other deadline trades include the Vikings trading for quarterback Joshua Dobbs following the loss of Kirk Cousins to an Achilles tear. The Jaguars acquired left guard Ezra Cleveland from the Vikings. The Lions traded for receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones from the Browns. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Aaron Nemiroff.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio, Dorian Zavala out at Arcadia Ice Arena, 38th Street in Thomas. Come on out. It's open. You're going to see some fun hockey here from the Arizona Cachinas. It's a girls' youth organization playing this morning, and then we've got we're on the call later for GCU Club Women's Division I hockey facing ASU. Sorry about the Zamboni machine earlier. You talk about timing. These guys, they see us up here and they're just going about our business. I guess we haven't earned the respect yet of other shows. All right, Dorian, what do we have coming up?
Well, we have Brophy coach Jason Jewell joining us on our next segment, so please come back and join us as we talk to Jason Jewell.
Awesome. Coach Jewell with the Brophy Broncos. Big win last night, region championship. We'll be back after the break.
Every Monday night, check out Ray Adams as he hosts the Monday Night Golf and Lifestyle Show from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AA-PAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase. Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind. Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Check out KDUS AM 1060 on 100.7 KSLX HD2. That's right, HD radio on 100.7 channel number 2.
This is the Broncos Football Report with Brophy Broncos head coach Jason Jewell on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on KDUS 1060 AM. In Phoenix, Arizona, we are now joined by Brophy coach Jason Jewell. Coach, thank you for joining us today. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm fantastic, man. We won the region championship. I'm real good.
That's good to hear. That's good.
You guys good?
Oh, we're good. Just holding out right here in this freezing cold, but we're having fun doing this.
Oh, quit being soft, man.
Come on, Coach. We're at Arcadia Ice. It's not like, it's 40 degrees in here.
Okay.
Congrats on the win last night. Before I turn it back over to my partner, I got to tell you, it's been quite a season for you guys. Things started off, with that. If you look back over the course of the season, you started off with that heartbreaking loss to Williamsfield. How do you feel getting that out of the way? I mean, do you feel better as a team as a result? It's kind of a leading question, but how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, if we go back and if we'd won that game, we're 9-1 and probably we're in the open, So yeah, it's tough. But our kids at that point in time, we talked about it because that ending was very similar to a lot of our endings in 22 where we couldn't finish, and we talked about it being a crossroads for our team. Are we going to do the same old things we were doing last year? We're going to take the other path and make a change. And our kids did, and we rattled off 8 out of the next 9 wins. So I'm very proud of our kids.
Coach, thank you for joining us again. So my question to you is a big win last night for you guys. What stood out from your team's performance last night?
That we finished and that we showed some resiliency, right? We're down 12-0 and easily could have folded, especially after they blocked a punt, and they got the ball like our own 4-yard line. Our defense held them. And then for us to go in and score right before half, make it 12-7 and go up 14-12. And then just was a defensive battle after that. So just proud of our kids just continuing to fight. And it could have been a whole lot of finger pointing. The defense was playing awesome and could have been pointing at fingers at the offense that we couldn't do. Couldn't finish drives, weren't scoring points, but they didn't. And it was just a total team effort.
Joined on the line by Brophy football coach Jason Jewell. Coach, if you were to hand out game balls last night, which I'm sure you did, or gave some pats on the back, who would have gotten those?
Oh, man, it's hard. I haven't watched the film yet, trying to figure out what this playoff scenario is going to be. But, offhand, like our whole D-line, got after Devin Kennedy and Mardell Rowe and Brendan Byrne. They made it tough on South Point last night, got after it. And then, Charlie McGinnis has continued to play well and threw two touchdown passes. So those are Alex Salome, our middle linebacker, was great last night. Blocked a crucial field goal that South Point could have took the lead on. So those are just the early ones. And actually, I haven't watched the film. I don't even know if I'm going to try to move on to the level we're playing in the playoffs. But thinking about it, those are guys that stood out to me.
Coach, piggybacking off Vince's question, talking about Charlie McGinnis, he threw for over 1,800 yards this year. How impressed were you this year by his play and his performance throughout the season? And just talk to me about how the special player that he is and what he brings to the table for you guys.
I mean, Charlie's development, quite honestly, is the reason that we're 8-2. He has developed as a passer, and he's shown his athletic ability as a runner. If he doesn't play as well as he's played all season, we're not sitting in the spot we're at right now. So his play has just been it's the reason we are right now. We've been solid on defense last few years. We struggled to throw the ball last year, but it's been Charlie's development that really has it's solid for this 8-2 mark right now.
Awesome. Coach, we want to thank you so much for taking time today to join us and talk to us about your win. Good luck going forward, and we can't wait to see you in the playoffs.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Stay warm. Hope you brought your mittens.
Yeah, we got them, and then some. Speaking of which, with regard to Brophy in the playoffs, we are covering their first-round game next Thursday night at 7 p.m. We're going to find out exactly who it's going to be here in the next in an hour. We will know in an hour. But what I can tell you is that they're going to be hosting because they won the region championship. So good stuff. I can't be happier for a guy like Jason Jewell. He's from the Valley. He's one of those Glendale Community College guys, and and so excited for. I was an SCC artichoke, so we kind of had that little rivalry going. But anyway, so excited for him and his family and the Brophy Bronco community. What do we have coming up next, Dorian?
Don't go away. Coming up, we have a pre-recorded segment from Ella, Ryan, and Kobe, and then we'll be joined again in a segment later on with Horizon coach Andy Litten.
Take it away, Aaron.
What's up? This is Ella Wolter Sanchez with your Scottsdale Sport Report. Although it came to an unfortunate end, this last week and month have been very exciting for the Arizona Diamondbacks. A team that just barely made it to the playoffs exceeded everyone's expectations and made it to the World Series. The D-backs starting pitchers are Zach Gallen, Brandon Pfaadt, and Merrill Kelly. All performed fantastic this postseason, but one in particular relates to our story today, and that is Merrill Kelly because he attended an SUSD high school and has now pitched in the World Series. Although he is triumphant now, it took a long road and several interesting routes to get him there. Merrill Kelly was born on October 14, 1988 in Houston, Texas. He moved to Illinois and went there for elementary and middle school. However, around that age, Merrill relocated to Scottsdale, Arizona, and attended SUSD's own Desert Mountain High School. He was selected by the Baltimore Orioles in the 37th round of the 2007 MLB Draft, but didn't sign. He then attended Yavapai College, and after playing there for 2 years, the Indians took him in the 22nd round of the 2009 draft, but again, he didn't sign. He then transferred to ASU in 2010 and pitched for them in the College World Series. He started out in Tampa Bay but had no success and went to pitch for Korea in the KBO League. Although it was difficult at the start, it found him great success. He led them to their version of the World Series, and his team, the Wyverns, won. He pitched in the KBO for 4 years. This then led him to getting a contract with the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2019, which was yet another rough year. He started the 2019 season being statistically the worst pitcher in the MLB. Torey Lovello, the team's manager, sat him down and told him that this was it for him if he didn't improve. From then on, Kelly's record is one for the books. He accepted his challenge and persevered. He doesn't let the fact that he's an older pitcher or that his journey was a bit longer to get in his way. Since then, in over 100 starts, he has a 3.52 ERA. He got to pitch in all rounds of the 2023 playoffs, including the World Series. Mauro Kelly has a pretty incredible start and story of perseverance that started here in the Valley at Desert Mountain High School. His story goes to show the importance of covering high school sports. Our future stars are here, now. For the Varsity Sports Show, this is Ella Wolter Sanchez with your Scottsdale Sport Report, signing off.
Happy Saturday from KDUS AM 1060. Ryan Sykora here, joining the Varsity Sports Show. And alright, I'm well aware we're all sad the Snakes are no longer alive. What a great run from them to breathe life into a city that was in need of some wins on the sports front in 2023. That being said, the Texas Rangers' win over the Diamondbacks might have been what's best for baseball historically. Bruce Bochy, the Texas skipper, won his 4th ring in the last 14 seasons. It was his first in Texas. It was the inaugural championship in the franchise's history. Bochy couples that with a trio of titles in San Francisco that make him one of the winningest managers in the sport's modern era. Bochy turned around Texas in his first year, from a team that won 68 games and didn't seem near a contender to world champions. Bruce sat in his home in pseudo-retirement when he got a call from a former player, Chris Young, now the GM in Dallas. Young told Bochy he could be his manager, and he could do it the Bochy way. Old school and rolled off the feel and timing, rather than the analytics and the math. Bochy was in at 68 years old. He was excited to manage again, to react again, to watch and feel the game again. And he flipped the Rangers instantly. Infielder Marcus Semien saying, "We had a tough year last year. Nobody wanted to be there." Boch came in and said right from the jump, "This is our goal." They did accomplish that goal. They won the title. Corey Seager followed in Semien's suit, telling the media, "What he's done for this team and what he's done for this group is unbelievable." Bochy turned his team into true believers, and in his 26th year as a Major League manager, they did what his teams always do. They either overachieved or lived up to their potential. Never did a Bochy team fall flat and underperform. The Snakes fell, but baseball won in the desert this week. The old school watch and react of a 68-year-old adopted Texan took the team from Dallas to the top. In Phoenix, Ryan Sykora on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey, it's Kobe from Varsity Sports, and we've got some news from the Arizona Cardinals camp. In a surprising move this week, the Cardinals are trading their quarterback Joshua Dobbs to the Minnesota Vikings. Dobbs, who had been the Cardinals' starting quarterback for the past 8 games, has experienced some struggles recently, including a string of fumbles and interceptions. The decision to trade him comes on the heels of an abrupt about-face by Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon, who initially announced Dobbs as the Week 9 starter, only to reverse course a day later. The Cardinals acquired Dobbs earlier this season, giving up a 5th-round pick for him, but are now receiving a 2024 6th-round pick from the Vikings in exchange for his services. The move signals the Cardinals' confidence in the return of their star quarterback, Kyler Murray. This departure marks the end of Dobbs' relatively short tenure with the team, leaving fans wondering about the future of the Cardinals' quarterback room. From the Vikings' perspective, they're acquiring Dobbs after a season-ending injury to Kirk Cousins, a Pro Bowl-level quarterback who had been instrumental in their recent 3-game winning streak. With Cousins on the sidelines, the Vikings are sitting at a 4-4 and still very much alive in a wide-open NFC playoff race. The trade with the Cardinals is a clear indication that the Vikings are not willing to give up on their playoff aspirations and are seeking an experienced hand to guide them through the remainder of the season. Joshua Dobbs, an experienced player with a unique background as a former rocket scientist, brings his skills to the Vikings at a critical time. His journey in the NFL has been eventful, and it includes brief stints as a starting quarterback with the Tennessee Titans. He now is set to play a pivotal role for the Vikings as they navigate the challenges ahead. How will this trade impact both teams as the regular season unfolds? Fans on both sides are eagerly awaiting the answer. For all the latest updates on this trade and other news, stay tuned to Varsity Sports. From Varsity Sports, I'm Kobe Van Nort.
HD Radio is here for KDUS AM 1060. Check out your favorite shows and games on 100.7 KSLX HD2.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. Hey guys, Vince here. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Eric Perry. He owns Eco Roofing Solutions. They're local and a big supporter of high school sports all over Arizona. Yes, they're statewide.
A little bit about me and Eco Roofing Solutions and what we're about. I'm a third-generation roofer here in Arizona, and I've been doing this for 25 years.
Call Eric and his team at Eco Roofing Solutions, 480-695-7736, and they'll give you a fast, free, no-nonsense estimate. Tell them Vince sent you.
Hi Varsity sports fans, this is Sykora. Make sure you stay tuned for our halftime where we break down different highlights from sports locally or otherwise. So plenty of entertainment and content coming your way if you stick around with us. What I personally think is cool about our halftime show is we cover different sports, maybe some you might not expect, and a variety of different content, of course, high school football, and maybe some professional stuff such as NFL highlights from the previous week.
Ready to bring KDUS AM 1060 into your home with Alexa?
Hi, I'm Alexa.
Download the KDUS AM 1060 skill and enable. Then say, Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060.
This is where I start my day.
You are listening to The Husky Report with Horizon Husky football coach Andy Litten on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. Vincent Dorian live from Arcadia, Arizona, Arcadia Ice here at what I refer to affectionately as Tower Plaza, 38th Street and Thomas Road in Phoenix. There is a lot of hockey going on here, and we got a little bit of noise in the background, but it's a lot of youth hockey and girls really going at it out on the ice. We're going to see if we can catch some fights and stuff. These girls are like 8 years old out there. Anyway, it is time for the Husky Report, and we are joined with the 8-2 Horizon Huskies head football coach Andy Litten. Coach Litten, big win last night over ALA Gilbert North. Congrats, and welcome back to the program.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Coach, I want to talk to you a little bit. First of all, before, and my partner Dorian here is going to ask you a little bit about your season and a recap there, but I wanted to talk to you about some specific players. I'm going to throw some names out there, and if you can maybe, first thing you think of about each of them, as well as what they've meant to the program because they are seniors, and how they did last night. Let's start with running back Anthony Sykora.
Yeah, he's our two-way guy. Plays offense and defense, and he's kind of our hammer on our offensive side, running the football, and then he plays our will linebacker, and he's just kind of a playmaker. I think he leads the team in sacks, and he had a big interception last night, so he just does a little bit of everything. Love him.
Carson Kolb, linebacker.
Tough and one of the most energetic human beings I've ever been around. He's just a guy that flies to the football. He does go two ways. He plays some tight end, caught a touchdown last night, had a scoop and score, and he's really what makes our team go. We feed off Carson's energy.
Coach, Thank you for Dorian Zavala here. Thank you for joining us today. Big win last night for you guys. You guys beat last year's champion. Talk to me about that win. What did it do for you guys moving forward?
I think it's just another great accomplishment by a group of seniors that put it all together for their senior night and accomplished, almost all their goals that they set forth for their regular season. And I think that ALA is an incredibly well coached, tough football team, and they made us work for it. And I think it's just going to help us prepare for our next week's game.
Let's talk about next week's game. Obviously, the official announcement will come in the next hour, but you got to, based on how things played out last night, you have a pretty good sense. What are three potential teams that you guys are watching that are, it'll be one of these three teams that it could be that we're playing on Thursday night?
I think it could be, someone like Campo Verde, or I think it's Campo Verde. Maybe if they jump up enough, Canyon View, who won last night. But really, it's that whole bottom part of the bracket. You could see anybody. I think that Marana's going to jump up. I thought that we were going to see them possibly, but I think they had a big win last night. So it'll be really interesting to see who we draw.
Coach, so you finished the season 8-2. Talk to me about what you learned from your team and what you learned about yourself this season.
I learned that when you have a group of kids that believe and work toward a common goal, that they can, accomplish anything that they set out to do. And our seniors went 0-7 as freshmen. A lot of people wrote them off, but they stayed together. They wanted to play football. They loved each other, and they found solace in work. And I think that they made themselves one of the toughest groups in all, in all 5A. So that's really what I learned from my team this year is just how, determination, will, effort, can really change somebody's life.
Well, you had some guys step up this season, and you had a heck of a season, Coach, and we are so excited in continuing to work with the families and fans out at Horizon for this coming Thursday. Again, the first round of the playoffs will be Thursday because Friday will be recognized as Veterans Day leading into the holiday weekend. So we're excited. If you can't make it out to Horizon on Thursday night, you can catch the game on the NFHS network on our NFHS channel. It is postseason. Coach Andy Litten, Horizon Huskies. Coach, thanks again. Good luck in the playoffs, and we'll circle back next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Okay, Aaron, actually Dorian, man, we just about all of our teams last night won. We're going to hear from Coach Barr a little later. They had a loss, but they're still going to be in the playoffs, which is exciting for me. I am excited for them because the season starts over. There's a lot of teams that are afraid of Corona del Sol.
That sounds like it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be two big teams just hitting each other.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Well, we're going to find out for sure who people play. We already know the fact that Arcadia will be opening the postseason against Flagstaff Coconino High School, who they faced earlier in the year and really took it to them. So that game will be at Arcadia on Thursday night at 7. And we are excited for the Arcadia Titans. Hopefully they'll continue their run. They're the undefeated season, historic 10-0. They're going to be talking about this the next 30 years. So, excuse me. We just found out, guys. Horizon opens the postseason with the Canyon View Jaguars. The Canyon View Jags out of Waddell and Coach Nick Garrett. So congratulations to Canyon View. You drew the straw. You're heading over to Horizon on Thursday night. Should make for a compelling matchup as well. And thanks again for that information, Aaron Decker. Aaron, take it away.
Good morning, Lorenzo Lopez here on the Varsity Sports Show. And tonight, yet another playoff match for the Phoenix Rising as they are coming off another 2-1 win in extra time against Orange County SC. This time it was Emil Cuello in the 116th minute to end up being the decisive goal to take Phoenix Rising to the Western Conference Final today. Their opponent tonight is the Sacramento Republic tonight at 7 p.m. at Heart Health Park in Sacramento, California. This will be Rising's hardest task yet, as Sacramento Republic are the 1 seed in the Western Conference, and they're coming off a 3-1 win against the 4 seed San Antonio FC. Rising, on their other hand, has their path been nothing short of dramatic, having 2 extra time wins, first against the San Diego Loyal in the first round, and now against Orange County SC. Huge stakes on the line, as the winner of this match will play in the USL Championship Final, where on the Eastern Conference we have the Charleston Battery playing against Louisville City FC. At this point, I have to predict yet another extra time win for Phoenix Rising to take them to the USL Championship playoff. It's going to be a score of 3-2, and the winner coming in the 115th minute. Again, that's the Western Conference Final match tonight, Sacramento Republic and Phoenix Rising FC at 7 p.m. at Heart Health Park in Sacramento, California. Lorenzo Lopez on the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning, this is Bobby Murphy here with the Varsity Sports Show, here to give a quick offseason preview on the Arizona Diamondbacks. As we all know, the D-backs fell short in the World Series, losing in 5 games to the Texas Rangers. But after a magical run, the Snakes have showed that they are here to stay, and they have a long offseason upcoming to try and make some moves to stay on top. Looking at some upcoming free agents, Arizona will have to decide who they want to bring back. Evan Longoria and Mark Melanson are most certainly gone, but Tommy Pham and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. could both return. Emmanuel Rivera and Jace Peterson could take over third base if Longoria is not brought back. There are a few names in the free agency pool they could look at if Mike Hazen decides to make a splash, like Cody Bellinger or Teoscar Hernandez. Some pitching options could include Marcus Stroman or more expensive Blake Snell. Matt Chapman could also be a potential third baseman to look at. Sewald, Ginkel, Thompson, and Salfrank are set to return in the bullpen. The D-backs are set to return a lot of their core, but a few moves in free agency would be vital on if they return to the Fall Classic or not. Congrats to the D-backs on a magical and exciting run for the Valley. This has been Bobby Murphy here with the Varsity Sports Show.
I'm Parker Gurash with the latest from the Varsity Sports Show. On Tuesday night, as most of the Valley was watching the Arizona Diamondbacks face the Texas Rangers in Game 4 of the World Series, I was across the street at the Footprint Center watching the Phoenix Suns take on the San Antonio Spurs. Of course, I could say there's many reasons to be at this game, but the biggest one was to see number 1 overall pick, Victor Wembamyama. If you do not know who I'm talking about, Wemby has been considered by many as the greatest prospect to ever come out of the NBA draft. He's 7'5" and has an 8-foot wingspan. And when I tell you I have never seen anyone like this before in my life, I truly mean it. I listened to a lot of people before going to the game about things to watch out for that he does. And one thing people emphasize the most is that he is going to do 1 to 2 things you've never seen on an NBA court before, and they were definitely not wrong. Victor, as well as the rest of the Spurs roster, had a slow start to the game as the Suns picked up a 20-point lead and held it for much of the game. But he did finish with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 blocks, where 2 of which were 3-point shots that he rose up and swatted away like I've never seen before. I knew this kid was going to be legit, but the play that sold me the most was when he got the ball kicked out to him in the end of the first half, when he was on the right side of the court above the 3-point line. He took 1 dribble and elevated from outside of the key to put center Drew Eubanks on one of the nastiest posters I've ever seen. All in all, Wembamyama is as advertised, and even though I was sold on him 2 years ago when I found out about what he was doing overseas, watching him in person was something I will never forget. I'm Parker Gurash with the latest from the Varsity Sports Show.
I'm Shea Garrett with the Varsity Sports Show. Basketball fans in the Valley have had a front row seat to one of the most unique talents we've ever seen. Victor Wembamyama and the San Antonio Spurs have played twice this week against the Phoenix Suns. The 2023 first overall pick, Wembamyama stands at a whopping 7'4" with a wingspan of 8 feet. At just 19 years old, he's put on quite a show for fans in attendance, living up to the continuous hype that surrounded him. In the Spurs' win against the Suns on Tuesday, Wembamyama scored 18 points, had 8 rebounds, and 4 blocks. He scored double-digit points in each game he's played this year, drawing rave reviews across the league. On the TNT Inside the NBA show, Shaquille O'Neal, one of the best big men of all time, said, "We've never seen a guy like Wemby. citing his handles and ability to shoot threes. After his matchup with the Suns, even Kevin Durant was impressed with the youngster, saying he'll be a force to be reckoned with in this league for a long time. A highlight of his recent game posted by the NBA received nearly 2.5 million views in less than a day. His NBA career is young, but his talent has already spoken for itself. With the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Shea Garrett.
Need social information about KDUS AM 1060? Try KDUS1060.com, at KDUS AM 1060 on Twitter, and Facebook.com/KDUS AM 1060.
Hello, sports fans. This is Dick Stockton, and you are listening to Arizona's home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of varsity sports games? We bring you pre-game previews and post-game reports every single Friday night, wrapped up all in one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube, Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame.
When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Your caddy, Ray Adams, takes you beyond the 18th hole on Saturday mornings with Great American Golf from 6 to 7 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
It's the Juco Report on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show. News and notes from the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference. Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio, Dorian Zavala. I think we got the audio issue finally straightened out. There's an intermission going on right now. We're out here at Arcadia Ice. Oh, here they go back on the ice. And anyway, it is time for the Juco Report. We are joined by Salt River Scorpions head football coach and staple in this community. This guy is a leader of young men. He is a mentor. He is a minister, and he's just an all-around good guy, and he's a friend of mine. Coach Larry Davis. Coach Davis, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing well, Coach. Thank you for the humbling introduction, man. How are you doing, my good friend?
Coach, when I introduced you, I should have also said that your wife is a saint.
Oh, thank you very much. I will pass that along.
And I think, there's some inside jokes in there, but she really does keep you in order, doesn't she?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she keeps you humble. Yeah.
She definitely got to be a saint to be, 30 years married here, and that's definitely a saint putting up with me. Let me tell you.
I tell you what, you're a good guy and all, Coach, but I've known you about a year or two, and you're an intense human being. So. I will say that. You're welcome. Coach, how's it going? You got a big game tonight. You're going out to you've got a game against the Gila River Hawks. You're playing out at Campo Verde High School tonight in Gilbert, 7 o'clock kickoff. How's the team doing?
You know what? The team's doing well. You know, they're still locked in, still engaged, man, still believing in each other, still believing in what the coaches are coaching and trying to instill in them. And, you know, hey, we're still waiting for it to come together and realize it as an artifact with a win, you know. So everybody's doing well. Thank you.
Coach, I'm Dorian Zavala here. Thank you for joining us today. Piggybacking off that, what are some of the things you do to keep your guys locked in?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is I think, you know, I've got an old philosophy here, man, the 5C principle, and it's connect and communicate, culture, care, and you know, and so, you know, that's what we emphasize here. So, you know, just not with football related, but life related conversations with these young men, reminding them to stay engaged on the bigger picture, that they're just preparing for bigger games, and which is in life. And you know what? And still emphasizing the importance of them getting their academics done and believing in each other athletically. And again, we haven't dialed down our level of intensity and our passion for coaching. We're still coaching right now. You know, even though we're having some setbacks and not winning at this point in time, we're still emphasizing and coaching like we're in week one. So, and I think the kids appreciate that and they're responding to it.
Well, let's build on that a little bit, Coach, in that you've shown flashes of brilliance in games. You've had games where your running game is off the charts. Your passing game works well. You've had other games where your line play on both sides of the ball are pretty solid. Your secondary play, your kicking game. What do you feel? How do you feel you match up this week against the Hawks, and what do you think is going to be the strength moving forward in today's game?
Well, I think a couple of them. You know what you said, that we've done a lot of things well on all phases of the game is what I heard you say, and we've done that in spurts. We haven't done that consistently. We've got to put it together consistently. What we've emphasized to our guys this week is we just got to finish. Right? When the offense gets in the red zone, we got to finish. Defensively, you got to create turnovers. I think we match up well with Gila River. I think we're designed the way our personnel and our schemes are. We're designed well to compete with them. We just got to finish, Coach.
Coach, first of all, Dorian Zavala here again. I want to thank you for joining us, and I just want to let you know, you sound so intense. I want to run through a wall for you today.
I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Coach. I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too, Coach. Coach Larry Davis, Salt River Scorpions. Big game tonight out at Campo Verde High School. They face the Gila River Hawks, coached by Coach Joshua Denholter. Should make for a great matchup. We're going to be carrying the game tonight. We're broadcasting. I'll be on the call, as well as my friend Aaron Decker, who will be providing analysis tonight. Should make for an interesting one. We're going to go to a report from Connor Manning. Take it away, Aaron.
The 2023 AIA Badminton Championships have come to its conclusion. The Sunny Slope Vikings are your 2023 Division I state champions. The Vikings upset the undefeated and number 1 seed Hamilton Huskies in a 5-4 victory. The trophy came down to its last set when Sabrina Case and Corinne Valente clinched the title in a masterful doubles final. The victory also avenges the Vikings' only loss this season, which was dished to them by the Huskies on September 6th. Sunny Slope wins its 6th Badminton State Championship trophy overall and first since their move up to Division I in 2020. In the Division II bracket, the Ironwood Eagles clawed right through the Prescott Badgers to claim the crown. Ironwood completes the unbeaten season with the victory and finished the year with one of the most dominant runs ever. 3 total set losses the entire season, 2 of which came against the same Badger team in the regular season. The Eagles flew right past Agua Fria and Deer Valley in the first 2 rounds, then avenged last season's semifinal upset loss to Arizona College Prep by defeating the Knights 5-1. Then it was smooth sailing to the championship with a 5-0 victory. Coach Brett Stafford's crew wins its 3rd title in 4 seasons, establishing themselves as a powerhouse team in Division II. Congratulations to both Sunny Slope and Ironwood for their 2023 state championship victories. From Varsity Sports, I'm Connor Manning.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. We're live at Arcadia Ice Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. We are now joined live by Green Valley head football coach, Coach Mauro. Thank you for joining us today. How are you today?
Good. Hey, thank you guys for having us again.
Coach, big win last night for you guys against Basic. You guys won 24-14. Talk to us about last night's game and what you saw from your team.
Yeah, last night's game was kind of a redo of a rivalry game, homecoming that we had at our place. We ended up dropping that one on a last-second field goal that got missed. So going into the second round, they were the 1 seed, able to come out, and we had a great performance by our first-team all-conference punter and wide receiver, Ben Byington. He went out and caught 2 touchdowns, and they took kickoff return to the house, and defensively we were able to kind of get some stuff done. We were able to get them to turn the ball over 6 times. And then we had some key performances late on in the game from guys like Jack Sauer, quarterback, and then our O-line play all night was really good.
Actually, if I could just piggyback off that, talk to me about your quarterback, Jack. I mean, I've seen his stats. They are impressive. Talk to me about how special this player was for you guys this season.
Yeah, so Jack's, a senior quarterback. He's a very, very smart kid, heady kid. He's got a 4.97 GPA, so he's really into the book. He's a guy who sorry, I'm doing a little babysitting here. Hey, Bubba, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so no, Jack is a great quarterback. I apologize.
That's all right, Coach. It sounds like what we got going on here at Arcadia Ice with the players out on the ice. But go ahead.
Wait, so Jack is there we go. I think it's a little bit. So no, Jack's a great player. Players of the night. We had a couple of key guys like Trey Glasser came up with a big turnover. We had one of our safeties, Sean Mackey, came flying downhill on a couple plays, caused a fumble. And honestly, a lot of guys just make things happen for us. So pretty impressed with the win last night.
Coach, give us a preview of the championship game against Faith Lutheran. Faith Lutheran, no slouch, is obviously playing in that final that you have coming up on Friday night. What can we expect to see, first of all, from the Green Valley Gators, and then, what's going to be across the field from you?
Yeah, so Faith Lutheran's a bunch of guys that we kind of know pretty well. I actually played college ball or worked with most of the coaches over there at Faith Lutheran, so bit of a in-house rivalry kind of deal with it. But they're well coached, man. They got UNLV's former head coach, Mike Sanford, is their head guy. They got an Idaho State coach and Coach Staggs is their DC. And so they're a college level program with, a lot of great facilities and a lot of great things going for them. And I know for a fact lining up, they're going to be strong defensively. They're going to be amazing at special teams. I think they have one of the best kickers in the entire nation, in my opinion. Kids banging 57-yarders in high school football. Quarterback's efficient with the ball. They got a good run game. I think their running back last game went 22 rushes for like 160 or 76 yards and 2 touchdowns. So got to be able to, get some stops and be opportunistic on defense and then offensively capitalize on those things.
Coach Mauro, thank you so much for joining us today in the morning. We'll let you get back to babysitting duties. This game on Friday will be at Henderson, Nevada, and we will be broadcasting it.
We will find out for sure. The game, if it's at Faith Lutheran, it'll be in Vegas. But anyway, we've been doing the Vegas game of the week. Ray Fletcher, Barry Sabine on directing, AJ Fletcher helping also with production. A great crew out there in Las Vegas doing our Las Vegas high school football game of the week. So it's been a lot of fun, and those guys have been doing a great job, and the teams and families have received us well. So we are really excited that we expanded out into Southern Nevada and beyond. So, guys, thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. When we return from the break, we will have an interview with Grand Canyon University Club men's hockey coach Danny Roy. Stick around for hour number 2, guys, here on the Varsity Sports Show. We'll be right back. Go Varsity.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hey, this is Sophie, and you're listening to my dad, Vince. Dad, you owe me $20 now.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This program is paid for by the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization, and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you, empowering education and enabling dreams, right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show and the GCU Club Report. We are joined by Grand Canyon University Club Director of Hockey Operations, and he's also the men's club hockey coach, Coach Danny Roy. Coach Roy, first of all, welcome to the program, and so excited to have you back after talking to you a while back.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Always fun.
Coach, you've it's been quite the season so far, and you started off pretty hot. Early part of the season, had a couple of big wins against Northern Arizona University. Had a little bit of a string where you had some close ones, but came up a little short, and then all of a sudden got hot again. Tell us about this string and what you're doing different. Are you superstitious? You wear the same shirt over the last couple games, or what's been going on?
No. I'm trying. I always try to change it up and try not to wear the same thing back to back. So nothing like that. It's definitely, we knew it was a tough start with UNLV and a top 5 opponent, having to play them 4 games in a span of 3 weeks, and then having to face off against one of our rivals, University of Arizona, and then University of Utah, who's a big physical team. So, we had a close one in our home opener against UNLV, and unfortunately lost in overtime, and that probably could have sparked a big momentum swing for us. But we've been struggling with some injuries, and not to make that excuse, but definitely some key guys like our captain Colby Donovan has been out for a little while, and we're looking forward to the Thanksgiving break to be able to get him back after that. But no, just big wins up in Oregon. We had a great weekend. Guys had fun. We got to go tour around the football stadium and kind of get away from things, and now we're bringing it into this week, and hopefully we can continue.
As you look at the 2 wins up in Eugene that you had just last week, and you kind of
put together. You had some teachable moments, obviously, and you look at what went well. Was it the fact that you had your team away and focused in a different part of the country that had a lot to do with it, or what was the winning formula for those back-to-back wins just this past weekend?
Yeah, I think going that far away, you kind of get into an itinerary and a schedule, and everybody's kind of got to follow it, and it gets everybody kind of focused. And it was big getting that first win on the Friday night, and gave us something to work forward to get the weekend sweep. A big one was our power play and penalty kill have been finally stepping up on both ends. So special teams has been big for us really in the last couple weeks. So that's been a focus of ours, and then we really got going down in the offensive zone, working down low and grinding and playing some of the physical forward check hockey that we know our brand is.
Joined by GCU Club men's hockey coach and director of hockey operations, Coach Danny Roy. Coach, a couple of big ones coming up, and in this weekend in particular with Missouri State coming to town, and then San Diego State, and then you're heading off to Minot, North Dakota to play Minot State. What can we expect, without looking too far ahead, tonight's matchup against Missouri State? What kind of team are they?
Oh, they're a tough opponent. We played them, I think it was 2 years ago out in Missouri, and it was a physical hockey game. They're big. They've been a strong opponent for the last years that they've had their program, and we know it's going to be a physical battle. So we're up for the challenge. I think the wins in Oregon kind of got our juices going, and the guys are ready to be home and in front of our home fans and give everybody a show.
All right. Coach Danny Roy, Director of Hockey Operations, men's hockey coach, GCU Club Hockey. Coach, thanks again for joining us on the Varsity Sports Show. Good luck tonight, and we'll circle back soon.
Definitely. Thank you.
This is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. With the Diamondbacks playing in the World Series during the week of Halloween, it seemed only right to take a look at rituals and superstitions surrounding baseball through the years. In ancient times, sporting events were shrouded in superstition and rituals, and were thought to heal the sick, ensure good harvests and hunts, and appease the gods. And while sacrifices to the gods are frowned upon these days, rituals and superstitions in baseball still exist. Baseball players have a number of such superstitions and rituals, such as refusing to wash hats, uniforms, or underwear, not stepping on foul lines coming on or off the field, drawing symbols in the batter's box, and having lucky hats, bats, and gloves. In fact, Diamondbacks center fielder Corbin Carroll says he will wear one hat until they lose, and then he tosses it. It is also believed that as many as 2/3 of sports fans have superstitions when it comes to their favorite teams, and Diamondbacks fans are no exception. They wear lucky hats, jerseys, and underwear. One fan reports crossing their fingers and closing their eyes on ball 3. Some wave magic towels. For those who believe in premonitions, a number of similarities between the 2001 season and the 2023 season had Diamondbacks fans predicting a win in 2023. For instance, D-backs ace pitcher Randy Johnson hit a bird in 2001, and pitcher Zach Gallen hit a bird in 2023. All the dates of the World Series in 2001 were the same as the dates in 2023. In both years, the All-Star Game took place in Seattle, and George W. Bush threw out the first pitch in a game both years. And for those holding out hope for the Diamondbacks after they dropped 3 games, they remembered that the 2001 World Series was won in 7 games. Unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, it looks like the Rangers also had their own superstitions and rituals. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Jason Goldie.
This is the Titan Report featuring Arcadia Titans football on the Varsity Sports Show.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. We are live from Arcadia Ice Arena here in Phoenix. Jeff Alba from Arcadia Football joining us today. Jeff, how are you today this morning?
I'm doing good. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir. Let's jump in right away. 10-0 record, undefeated for the season. How special was this season for you guys? And what the difference from last year to this year? Talk to me about that. What kind of changes? What did you guys do to just make this turnaround?
Yeah, it's been an incredibly special year. Last night finishing our season with a win and at 10-0. And winning the Desert Sky Region Championship was a huge accomplishment for us. But this team has been building and growing over the last 3 or 4 years, and this season is just really all coming together with our senior leadership and just a really great coaching staff.
Jeff, like you said, congratulations on last night's win. Just pounded out a 27-0 blowout win. So Carter Pruitt was the player of the game. Talk to me about his performance last night. What stood out to you guys?
Well, Carter just did what he normally does, which is just lock down on defense, make a bunch of big hits and big tackles. Got an interception last night, along with Logan Connolly, had a huge interception, a momentum swinging interception. But it's not just Carter. I mean, Braylon Rooney did an excellent job. Brady Forrest is always just, again, our anchor on offense. He steps up and just carries us all the time. But the entire team just stepped up in a big moment and got the job done.
Jeff, your next match will be against Coquino. Talk to me about how you guys will get ready for that opponent on Friday, I believe. Thursday.
Yeah, this Thursday. So we played Coconino earlier this season, so we probably have a good idea of what to expect. But it's the playoffs, so anything can happen, and we're going to prepare. Like it's a championship game. I mean, every week is so important because if you lose, you go home. And I know that Coconino is going to be coming down here ready to play, so we're going to need to be ready to play as well, and we will be ready. It's a home playoff game for us, so I know we're excited. Our community's excited, our fans, our parents, our administration. So we're going to take advantage of this moment and put our best product on the field.
Coach Jeff, I did it. Jeff Vince here. I'm excited. What can I say? This is historic. I mean, I grew up out here, and I don't remember a season, first of all, that Arcadia has been undefeated in football, but secondly, just the vibe around East Phoenix that's been building and the Scottsdale Unified School District. How have you, the coaches, the families, kept the team grounded and kept them focused throughout this historic run?
This is just a great group of kids, Vince. Again, they've been playing together since junior football. They've grown up together. They've gone through high school together, and they've all been working to get to the point that we're at now. So in a way, this is really no fluke, no accident, but it does take a full team full of players that are good kids, high character, competitive kids, outstanding coaching staff, fan support, booster club support. It all comes together, and that's what we've done this year, and the product is shown on the field. So we're really enjoying the win last night in the Desert Sky Region Championship. But we know that the second phase of the season starts now, and we're hitting the reset button and refocusing everything, and we'll be ready to go on Thursday.
And what I meant to ask you earlier also was the fact that, how the coaches have been able to keep this group grounded, but it's been a total program and team effort from everybody in order to stay focused, laser focused ahead. Again, facing Flagstaff Coconino at home this Thursday. I know Coach Gary Cook. I worked with him years back at North High School. He's definitely a great seasoned head coach. He'll probably have his boys ready, but I think you guys are going to be ready as well, and we are excited for you. Jeff Alba from Arcadia Football. Titans covered their season this year, and we've just been so thrilled to have been a part of your ride this year. Jeff, thanks again for everything and allowing us access to your team.
Vince, thank you very much. We appreciate you guys and everything you did to help cover Arcadia football this year. You have a very professional team. All the guys did a great job at all the games, and they were a pleasure to work with. And let's go Titans.
Awesome. I love it. Let's go Titans for sure. So exciting. Dorian, we have been a part of history this year with programs and in following teams. And we just found out Desert Mountain Wolves are going to be part of the Open. We're going to be chatting with head coach Conrad Hamilton after the break. Arcadia, great run. Hopefully that run will continue. They're undefeated. That is amazing. Incredible. And when we come back from the break, again, we are going to be joined by Desert Mountain Wolves head football coach Conrad Hamilton. He's going to talk to us about last night's win and as over Notre Dame Prep, as well as a little preview of what they've got coming on over the next 2 weeks. They're going to have a bye. We'll be back after the break. Go Varsity.
Tune in weekdays to the Sports Zone with Bob Kemp from 9 to 10 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060, KDUS1060.com, and with the KDUS 1060 app.
APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AAPAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase. Coaches, the Varsity Sports Show wants to be part of your team in 2023. We have a proven track record of providing the most coverage of your teams with Thursday and Friday night football. We will spotlight your players with multi-camera game broadcasts, pre- and post-game interviews, and segments on our Saturday morning radio show. With over 100 games broadcast in 2022, we will be exceptional for your team. Call, text, or email 480-220-4629 or info@varsitysportshow.com. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Have you downloaded the KDUS AM 1060 skill for Alexa yet?
Food. Alexa is frustrated. No matter how many times do you ask, the answer is mail, chicken.
Once you're ready, say Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060 to listen to your favorite shows.
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me.
Welcome to the Wolves Recap with Desert Mountain football coach Conrad Hamilton.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. It is time for the Wolves Report with our old friend, Coach Conrad Hamilton. Desert Mountain Wolves last night caps off a big season for Desert Mountain, finishing the season 9-1. It was a victory over Notre Dame Prep at Notre Dame Prep. And, well, let's talk to Coach Hamilton about that. Coach, welcome to the program.
What's up, man? How are you?
Coach, we're great. We're out here at Arcadia Ice. You should stop in. Wear a parka, though. It's kind of cold. There's a lot of little girls screaming on the ice right now playing the Arizona Kachina hockey.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Coach, congrats on the season. You finished the season 9-1. You had a win against Notre Dame Prep. It was a bit of an ugly win. Summarize it for us. Give us kind of a recap.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know how much of an ugly one it is. It's just, two good competitive teams going at it, all right? And, fortunate enough for us, whatever, we were able to pull it off there at the end. We started hot. I think we were up, 21-0.
Yeah.
After the sack strip fumble that we scored on, we threw a couple deep balls for touchdowns. They got up early. Notre Dame has scored a bunch of points all year. Offensively, they do a good job. They got one of the best receivers in the state. Right, their quarterback is good, and they do a good job of calling plays and trying to make sure they get the matchups that they want with all their shifts and motions and utilizing the entire field. And, their defense played, up to the challenge a little bit last night. So, we're not going to complain about winning. right? We're 9-1. We won the section. The Northeast Valley was the toughest section in all of 5A, possibly all of Arizona, in my opinion. And we can say that we're hoisting a championship banner for that. So we're very, very proud of that. And now we got a new challenge moving forward here in the next couple of weeks.
Coach, when I say it was an ugly win, that's by Conrad Hamilton standards, not by the normal coach, because you hold such a high standard for your team. We've joked about that. I know that your pet peeve, obviously, as in most coaches, are penalties, but you are very vocal about that because you strive to make sure these guys are mentally straight, and you can't stand certain errors that happen in a game.
We're again, right now we look at it, we drive the ball, we get penalties, it's a holding, it's a legal procedure, whatever it is, whatever that hurt our drive at the time. We are committing too many negative yardage plays on offense, not from a penalty standpoint. We're still turning the ball over a little bit. And then we had, I don't know if we had a couple personal fouls, but yeah, the penalties have been an issue all year long for us. And, most, if you watch our games, to be honest with you, they're tight games. Most of our games or whatever aren't really blowouts because we're not scoring a ton of points, right? We're playing good complementary football, offense and defense. We need to improve our special teams play and things of that nature. But, yeah.
Yeah. So, Coach, before we move on, after finishing up talking about last night's game, I want to talk about the play of our player of the game, Cameron Terry, running back, outside linebacker. It seemed like somebody different, just about. You've got your normal cast of characters that'll contribute in a big way each week, but then you've got these sudden standout performances for certain players that'll jump out at you. Cameron Terry, talk to us about last night for him.
Yeah, we've been telling Cameron Terry all year. Last year he was a sophomore. He works hard in the weight room. He's one of our strongest guys. He was our scout team, basically MVP offensive guy last year, working hard, playing behind some good, talented seniors. And we tell, hey, man, keep working. You're going to get your opportunities to play. Max Shepard hasn't played over the last, 4 or 5 weeks because of the shoulder. All right, our leading rusher, Cam Terry, has stepped in admirably and has done a good job, whatever. And that's really what our program should be about, or any program for that matter, is, man, work your tail off, come to work every day, be process-driven, and be ready when your number is called. I think he's done that, and then some for us. So we're very proud of him. But not just him. I mean, the last several weeks, for us to be 9-1 and beat, good quality teams and to win our section, we've had, last night we probably had 6 starters out on defense. The week before, we're not playing certain guys at certain positions because they're not healthy. So guys are getting thrown into the mix and playing and having to get caught up to speed right away and do their best. So we're very proud of not just Cam Terry, but all the other guys that have been put in positions, all right, throughout the year. General Solomon, for instance, he's a freshman, all right. Vince, he starts right now at our nickel outside linebacker position as a freshman on a section championship team the last 3 weeks since Ryan McDonough went down. Lucas Blumling was out last night. Tyler Stanford had to start at linebacker. Brody Olsen, Max Shepard starts at will linebacker. I had to take over that responsibility, this year, So there's been a lot of guys that have stepped in and filled in and done a lot of things, even offensively. We had a Ronald Broach. Ronald's a transfer from Brophy. He weighs 190 pounds. He plays center. Our all-state center's been hurt, Cole Tappan. So Ronald has had to step in and really start for us the last 3 or 4 weeks. So we're just proud of all the efforts that all of our guys have done, for us over the last 4 or 5 weeks.
All right. Desert Mountain Wolves head coach Conrad Hamilton headed to the Open. Coach, thanks again for joining us. Thanks for allowing us access throughout the season. Take a day or two off to kind of heal up a little bit, and you guys will be ready in a couple of weeks. Good luck, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Wow. So the Wolves are headed to the Open. Exciting. They're going to have some time to kind of get healed. Coach Hamilton, of any program, big school program, they play more two-way starters than any high school program in the state of Arizona, top to bottom, than any big high school program. You've got, smaller divisions where you have to see that, but 5A at this level, they're going to the Open. But now they got some talented guys playing both ways. Don't make any mistake about that. But anyway, so they'll take some time. They'll heal a little bit, and then they'll be ready for the Open. We're extremely excited. Congratulations to the Desert Mountain community, families, team, coaches, faculty, everyone associated with the Wolves. Excited. We've got reports from Tanner Tortorella and Zach Mott coming right up. Aaron, take it away.
We love that basketball.
Hi, I'm Tanner Tortorella of Varsity Sports, and I want to talk about the upcoming ASU basketball season. Now, ASU is coming off a successful campaign last year where they went 23-13 and made the NCAA tournament. However, they lost in the round of 64 to TCU and are losing key contributors to that year's team. Players like the Cambridge brothers, DJ Horn, and Warren Washington. However, head coach Bobby Hurley is excited for his returners and for the transfers he brought in. Now, for the returners to last year's team, Frankie Collins is huge for the offensive momentum as he was a key playmaker for that squad. He tallied up 151 assists and bared much of the responsibilities it take to carry that offense. Someone who took more of an offensive load towards the end of the season and in the tournament was Jemiah Neal, who is known as a defensive stun, but stepped up late in the season to showcase his offensive ability. Another returner is Alonzo Gaffney, entering his third season with the program, who at a 6'9" frame brings a lot of mismatches that he could take advantage of, and with his outside shooting, could be a problem for some teams. Now, for some transfers that Hurley brought in, 2 of them come from LSU. One of them is Adam Miller, a 4-star prospect. As a guard from LSU, he averaged 11.5 points, tallied 27 steals, and had 55 assists, a huge offensive weapon. Then there was Sean Phillips Jr., who didn't see a lot of action, but with his 7-side frame, could fill in the role that Warren Washington left. And lastly, Kamari Lands, who is a huge 6'8" forward who off the bench showcased his ability to score. While only scoring 6 points a game last year, in a bigger role with the Sun Devils, could showcase that his size is deadly for defenders. Historically, ASU has started seasons very strong, but tend to fend off towards the end of it. Can this be the year that Hurley and the Sun Devils put together a complete season? They have the talent to do it. It's just about putting it on the court. I've been Tanner Tortorella of Varsity Sports, signing off.
Basketball is my favorite sport.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. My name is Zach Mott, and this week we'll dive into the Arizona Cardinals and their quarterback situation for the near future. On Tuesday, just a few hours before the trade deadline, the Cardinals subtracted from their quarterback room by sending Joshua Dobbs to the Vikings for a 2024 sixth-round pick. Back in August, while the Cardinals were in Minnesota before the two teams faced off that week, the Cards acquired Dobbs for a 2024 fifth-round pick from the Cleveland Browns. The Vikings found a need in their quarterback room after starter Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles last Sunday, ending his season. Cousins, who was in the midst of putting together one of the best years of his career, was also getting the Vikings back on track. Starting out with a 1-4 record, the Vikings have won 3 straight games to get back to 500. Kyler Murray has had his practice intensity ramped up and appears on the verge of a return. However, he's unlikely to get the start this week in Cleveland. Clayton Tune, a fifth-round rookie out of Houston, appears in line to get the start, given he's the only active quarterback on the roster. Around the NFL, many rookie quarterbacks are getting a shot or are on the verge. Will Levis, the early second-round pick of the Tennessee Titans, threw 4 TDs on Sunday in a win. Aiden O'Connell, the fourth-round pick of the Las Vegas Raiders, is in line to start this week and for the future with Jimmy Garoppolo's benching. Tune is just one of 5 rookie quarterbacks likely to start this Sunday. The youth movement is on in the NFL. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Zach Mott.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. We've got some updates for you on playoffs. We have, once again, Horizon Thursday night hosting the Canyon View Jaguars. We've got Arcadia hosting the Flagstaff Coconino Panthers. We have Brophy hosting the Mesa Jackrabbits. We've got Saguaro hosting Queen Creek. We have Desert Mountain in the Open. We'll find out who they are going to be playing shortly. And then, of course, Corona del Sol, we'll hear from Coach Jake Barrow a little later on, is hosting. They're traveling to Sal Point to play the Sal Point Lancers. So exciting stuff. We are very excited to continue our playoff coverage throughout the playoffs. You're going to hear us, see us out there. Exciting stuff. Guys, when we come back from the break, we're going to be joined by one of those head coaches that we covered this season, Zach Hill from the Saguaro SaberCats with the SaberCat Report. Dorian will be bringing you that interview with Coach Hill. Should be exciting. I'm going to weigh in my little insight here and there and my opinions. But anyway, exciting stuff. Guys, stick around for the Varsity Sports Show. The Zamboni machine's going by again. God, these guys are the masters of timing. We'll be back after the break.
We'll do what's best for the team, and we'll do what's best for you.
The Rich Eisen Show, coming to you weekdays from 3 to 5 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. Hey guys, Vince here. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Eric Perry. He owns Eco Roofing Solutions. They're local and a big supporter of high school sports all over Arizona. Yes, they're statewide.
A little bit about me and Eco Roofing Solutions and what we're about. I'm a third-generation roofer here in Arizona, and I've been doing this for 25 years.
Call Eric and his team at Eco Roofing Solutions, 480-695-7736, and they'll give you a fast, free, no-nonsense estimate. Tell them Vince sent you.
This is Saguaro SaberCat football coach Zach Hill, and you're listening to the home of SaberCat football, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
James Out West brings NFL, NBA, MLB, and local sports talk to you Monday night starting at 7 on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS 1060 app.
You're listening to the SaberCat Report with our dad, Coach Zach Hill, on the Varsity Sports Show.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. We are live from Arcadia Ice Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. And so it's been a great, fun day here so far. We just finished one of the girls' games out here. It was pretty exciting. I did see one. I hope one of those players is okay. I saw her take a stick to the face.
Oh no!
Yeah, so,
my goodness.
Hoping she's okay. She came out of the game, and I did not see her go back in.
Yeah,
so
guys. Hockey is an amazing sport. But anyway, all right, Dorian, take away and welcome our guest.
And thank you so much, Coach Zach Hill, joining us from the Saguaro SaberCats. Coach, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Doing good. Always nice after a win and then heading into the playoffs.
Coach, so congratulations on last night's victory. I've actually had the pleasure of covering most, if not all, your games this season. I've seen some up and downs, but just the way your team finished last night was amazing. It was a total, complete domination on the ground game. My question to you, did you see something from your opponent coming into the game last night that told you we can run the ball on them as much as you guys did last night?
Well, I mean, I thought actually during the most of the game we kind of struggled. I thought their D-line did a pretty good job, of creating some issues for us. And then, obviously we were able to finish with that 4-minute drive, at the end, kind of a heavier set and getting our backs going with some power football. And you always like to be able to be at the end of the game and have your O-line and your big boys kind of finish the way we did. So that was really good to be able to see that mentality and kind of close out the game and finish in the end zone.
It was senior night last night. Talk to me about some of your players that they'll be leaving your football squad this year, but talk to me about JoJo Clark being one of them. I know he was hurt, but he's been here throughout, and he was a big part of this team. Talk to me about him and some other players that stood out to you this year.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a big senior crew. I mean, we got 29 seniors that we recognized last night. Some of those guys are out with some injuries, like JoJo was, unfortunately with the shoulder, but they've all been instrumental, in different ways throughout this season. From just a overall athlete standpoint, we got a lot of great athletes in that group of guys, and J.C. Dickerson stepped up last night with some big catches, 2 touchdowns, and got it started with that deep post over the top. In that first drive, and kind of sparked our offense a little bit at times. So, and then we got seniors, kind of throughout the offense and defense. Mauro Tassi on the left tackle, has been one of our main guys on the O line. But yeah, I mean, JoJo's played some offense, some defense, running back for us. Has sparked us in games as well. And so yeah, relying on a lot of those seniors to make plays. Hopefully we can continue to do that into the playoffs and make a run.
Coach, I had the pleasure of interviewing you before the season started. I don't know if you remember that. And then just talk to me about what you learned this year about yourself coaching this in your first year and here at Sykora, and what your players taught you.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think just, as a head coach at the high school level, there's a lot that goes into it, and so from a daily basis, it's not just the X's and O's practice schedules and stuff. It's, dealing with all your support staff and dealing with, your coaches and dealing with, the training room stuff and rules and what you're enforcing and standards and expectations. So, I mean, it's a daily deal, and your scope is pretty wide, as a head coach. I think as a college coach, your scope's a little bit narrower with your guys, your position, some recruiting stuff. But just doing this head coaching thing for the first time in a long time, opens your eyes to a lot of things that go on from a just total operations standpoint. So I got a lot of respect for high school head coaches and what they do and the time they put in, and trying to help these guys develop both physically, mentally, and socially.
Coach, thanks so much for joining us. It's Vince here, and I will say this. It has been a joy to cover the Saguaro SaberCats the last 3+ years here, and it starts and ends, to me, first of all, Ms. Ann Otziger, the principal there, but the guy that really kind of runs everything, and he downplays everything so much, is Matt Harris. That guy's got to be the toughest AD in the world to work for. I don't know how you deal with him, but anyway, I'm still waiting for my parking spot that he promised me 3 years ago. So,
no, we've got a great administration, and Miss A does an amazing job with her support, whether it's academically or football and athletics, and all the arts that we have here and things like that too. And Matt, is a big reason why I ended up, wanting to take this job too, after talking with him and hearing his vision and his passion for football and sports. And he's a competitor, too. And I love that. And always thinking about how to get better, and is always pushing the envelope. So he's been a great support, a great friend, and a guy you can rely on. He knows, I know he's got my back. So he does a great job here, and we're fortunate to have him.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us here today in the morning. Thank you for taking the time. Good luck. As we just found out, you're hosting Quinn Creek, so good luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. Have a great one. All right, Aaron, take it away.
The Arizona Diamondbacks World Series run and historic season comes to a close after 5 games against the Texas Rangers. I'm Lucas Metzner for the Varsity Sports Show with the story. After the Diamondbacks swept the Milwaukee Brewers and Los Angeles Dodgers, then beat the Philadelphia Phillies in a gritty 7-game National League Championship Series, the Diamondbacks were riding an incredible high coming into Game 1 of the World Series in Arlington, Texas. The Diamondbacks held a 5-3 lead heading into the bottom of the 9th, but a 2-run home run from Corey Seager tied the game and led the Dodgers to a 6-5 win thanks to an extra innings home run from Adolis Garcia. The Diamondbacks answered back in Game 2 with a convincing win, but the series was all Rangers from there. The Rangers entered the World Series 8-0 on the road for the 2023 postseason. That trend continued at Chase Field. The Rangers finished 11-0 on the road during the postseason, and they scored first in every single game played in Arizona. The Rangers made history in a few ways. They won their first World Series title ever in franchise history, and manager Bruce Bochy has just won his 4th World Series title as the skipper, tying Walt Alston and Joe Torre. It was a historic run for the D-backs, but the Texas Rangers proved to be too much in this 2023 Fall Classic. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Lucas Metzner.
This is Coach Perrone from My Recruits, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show segment of the Aztec Report with head coach Jake Barrow.
All right, guys, welcome to the Aztec Report. Vince here, joined by Corona del Sol Aztecs head football coach Jake Barrow. Coach Barrow, tough one tonight. You obviously played a really good Castile team. Some takeaways from the game, both good and some teachable moments.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the good from tonight is, our players fought hard. Never quit. We defensively played a good first half, struggled a little bit in the second half, but we played a good first half and got some necessary stops. We were tied with them 14-14 at the half. And then offensively, we actually played well all the way throughout. A couple moments we'd like back as far as, being penalized and losing, opportunities for big plays, but offensively played pretty well all the way through. And Connor had a great game, and Raiden, Zuri, Glenn, our receivers played really well as well.
Well, let's talk about that, because you mentioned Connor's name, you mentioned about your receiving core. It's not often that to play the kind of schedule that you guys had this season, difficult schedule, everybody knows that. We've talked about it every week, but you had the leading passer in 6A. I mean, that's not an easy thing to achieve. And talk about the resilience of guys like Connor and Raiden and the rest of the crew in battling through this season and still putting up numbers that they did week after week.
Yeah, I mean, it's a testament to, how hard they work and, what kind of smart football player Connor is and the receivers, how good they are, how explosive they can be. A lot of people look at that, they see that we're leading 6A in passing or really Connor's leading 6A in passing, and they think, well, it's air raid offense, which certainly plays a part in it, but, you can run any offense you want. If you don't have the right players to make it work, it doesn't matter. So, having Ackerley back there and the way he processes things at such a fast rate this year, he's been able to process defenses and make his reads.
By the time this interview airs, we're going to know where you guys are sitting postseason-wise. And some things happened tonight with some other teams within the division that were both surprising and not so surprising. And it's looking like a real strong possibility that you guys are going to be playing an 11th game this year. Talk to us about that. Any ideas who it's going to be, or do you have some hunches, or what's that going to look like?
Yeah, everything did kind of go our direction tonight, the last 2 nights really. The last 2 weeks really to get us in. We want to be in. Obviously, that's kind of the goal coming here. Get in the playoffs and see what can happen. So this would be, if everything holds up, this would be the second year in a row that we've made the playoffs at Corona, which is, the first time that's happened here in over 15 years. So we do understand that in itself is a goal that we set, and it looks like we may be able to accomplish it with some help from the strength of schedule that we have.
Yeah.
As far as who we may play, we have some idea that possibly could play, depending on how the open division all shakes up, could possibly play Brophy or South Point again, possibly Pinnacle, depending on how far they drop with a loss to Saguaro. We don't know now what's going to happen with Hamilton. Are they going to stay in the open conversation? Or are they going to drop down into the 6A bracket? So there's a lot of movement that certainly could take place tonight, or really tomorrow morning when the bracket comes out.
Yeah.
But we're excited to see where we're at, and we believe we're in. We certainly do.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys, with the Aztec Report. It's Corona del Sol Aztecs head football coach Jake Mauro on the Varsity Sports Show. Coach, good luck. The season starts over, and anything can happen. Of course, we're excited for you, and we appreciate you joining us every week. Candid, win, lose, or draw. I know it hasn't been an easy season, but you've definitely stepped up and have given us some great insight this year, and we wish you well the rest of the way.
Thank you, Vince. I appreciate it.
Carving out time in your afternoon for the Doug Gottlieb Show right here on KDUS AM 1060, 100.7 HD2, and KDUS1060.com. Weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bennett Solomon, and I'm a senior journalism student at the University of Florida. I'm thrilled to be joining the Varsity Sports Show, and I'll be providing local sports coverage in Florida. You can find me on Twitter at B_Sale11, and I can't wait to get started.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of varsity sports games? We bring you pre-game previews and post-game reports every single Friday night, wrapped up all in one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube, Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame.
The Varsity Sports Show is once again proud to partner with Grand Canyon University Club Sports in 2023 and 24. Join us in our coverage of GCU Club Sports on Saturday's Varsity Sports Show and the rest of the week. We'll cover hockey, soccer, baseball, rugby, lacrosse, and more. The Lopes are back on the Varsity Sports Show.
SB Nation Radio is now Sports Map Radio, keeping sports content fresh and fun. Join us right here on KDUS AM 1060.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on 1060 AM KDUS. We're live from the Arcadia Ice Arena in Phoenix, Arizona, and joining us live from Germany is Bennett Solomon. Bennett, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man, and trying to stay warm in this ice rink. Not a big hockey fan, but really enjoying my time here, actually.
Oh, this is a great sport. It's a lot of fun. So, Bennett, this is exciting. It's unprecedented because right now, you're in Europe. We are worldwide. Our broadcast is worldwide. You are in Germany, and it was one thing for you to be 2,500 miles away in Gainesville, Florida, broadcasting all season long for us, on reporting on different events, high school, college, things going on. But now you're in a different country, a different continent. You're in Germany. What's going on out there? Got a little delay, apparently, too. Did we lose Bennett? Are you there?
Yeah, I just got back on. I think something, I don't know, I just heard static. But now, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so rather than ask you that whole long thing again, you're in Germany. What's going on in Germany?
All right, yes. So obviously, there's an NFL game tomorrow in Germany. The Miami Dolphins are taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Frankfurt. And, building up to this is the first game of 2 in Frankfurt this year. Obviously, the Chiefs and Dolphins play tomorrow, and then the Indianapolis Colts and New England Patriots, they'll fly here and play next week in Frankfurt.
What's the vibe like in Europe? I mean, we're only privy to what we see on the news and on the net, but how are you interacting with people there? I mean, is it a pretty friendly environment? What's the food been like? I mean, what have you been up to this week?
Yeah, so the environment is amazing, and I know when people first think of European sports, they think of soccer. But Vince, I'll tell you that Germans love American football here. There's a passion for it here. They really do love it. There are tons of passionate fans in Frankfurt this week. Today, there was a fan fest in downtown Frankfurt that me and a couple of my classmates, we went there. We interviewed fans, really from all teams. Talked to 49ers, Raiders fans, and then obviously a lot of Dolphins and Chiefs fans. But they love this sport. They love this game. And the food's been amazing. They're known for their bratwurst, their schnitzel.
Wow.
It's been an amazing experience so far.
You pretty excited about hanging out there? When are you coming back? I mean, obviously a long flight, but what other do you have any other excursions planned?
So we fly back Monday. All of my classmates are going to the game tomorrow, and I'll be at the game as well. And I actually was able to get credentials for the game, so I will be in the press box tomorrow. Really excited to do that and kind of encounter that experience.
Yeah,
so.
Heck yeah, reporting an NFL game live from Germany, from Frankfurt. Congratulations on that, Bennett. You've done a great job for us, and you're not done yet. You've still got some more reporting for us into December, so we're excited to have you as a part of our team. Coming from the University of Florida Journalism School, and that is Bennett Solomon, who is in Germany. Bennett, good luck tomorrow covering the game for the NFL, and we'll touch base when you get back to town.
Sounds good. Thanks, Vince.
All right. Take it away, Aaron. Okay. All right. Well, so joining us on this is live radio, guys. It happens. We're live at Arcadia Ice Arena. Dorian Zavala, Vince DeLisio, and joining us on the line, our old friend with the Beach and with Beal Southern California Surf Report, live from Orange County, California, Costa Mesa, the armpit of Orange County. His name is Mike Beal. Mike, what's going on?
Guten Tag, Herr Vince.
Yeah. That's good. You waited on that. That's been 3 years you've been wanting to say that.
You might get the impression that I majored in German at ASU, but actually I just watched a lot of Hogan's Heroes when I was younger.
Okay. It's a great show. It's sad ending to Bob Crane, but anyway, we can talk more about that on another edition of the Varsity Sports Show.
I'll tell you what a sad ending was. I went to Oktoberfest in Huntington Beach 2 weeks ago, and when I got the bill, I felt like I needed to take out a second mortgage.
Yeah, well, you've been known to be one with, what do they call it, alligator arms? You tend to be a little tight with the wallet.
Hey, easy, tough guy.
Hey, come on. Mike, what's going on? It's cold here. Well, we're inside in the arena, but what is going on? I'm sitting here with my friend Dorian, who is actually from your part of Orange County.
Oh, yeah? Whereabouts?
I'm from Santa Ana, California, just down the street from where you're from, brother.
You absolutely are. I'm sorry that you have to sit through the show with Vince, seeing as you're one of mine.
He's been great today. It's been awesome. Yeah. It's been an experience.
You know what? Hearing the sound of all these guys skating, it sounds like such a good time, but it took me back while I was listening to the show earlier I was thinking about Vince back in the 80s when we were in high school together. I played football, but he actually joined the synchronized roller skating club.
Yeah.
And it was co-ed, no cuts. Everybody got a trophy, so he made the team.
There you go. It's all about participation, Mike. Yeah. So
you're lucky they made it co-ed in the early 80s. You might not have had a sport.
Wouldn't have had a chance. Mike, give us a preview. What's going on in the ocean?
The ocean, it's a little bit small right now. It's actually, that was a good question, because so typically waves are judged or categorized by poor, fair, good, and excellent. But I recently came up with a revolutionary new category. I call it fair to Midland, and that's what it is today. So fair to Midland means, which is pretty much almost all the time here, it's okay, just good enough to maybe get a couple of waves, but if you don't paddle out, you're not missing much.
Yeah. Dorian, do you have any surf-related questions for Mike? Because he is the preeminent expert on all things surfing when it comes to our show. Now, again, we don't know anything about surfing, so that isn't much of a bar that we have set. But what do you have for Mike?
Mike, my question for you. I'm not a surfer. I'll be honest with you, I can't even swim, so I stay out of the water.
Oh,
man! But I do have a couple friends that are avid surfers, and talk to me about the experience of jumping into this water when it's freezing cold. Man.
You got 1 minute, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, I can tell you real quick. It's the equivalent of slamming a Slurpee from 7-Eleven and getting an ice cream headache that doesn't go away for about 20 minutes.
Oh,
which is how I feel during this segment with Mike.
Hey.
Okay. All right. Guys, that was the Beachin' with Beal Southern California Surf Report with our old friend Mike Beal from Costa Mesa, California. What an amazing show. Mike, thanks again for joining us. Do you have anything you want to give to your fans here in the final seconds?
Tune in 2 weeks from today. I got a special story for everyone to share.
Okay. There you go. All right. On behalf of everyone, thank you to our co-host, Dorian. Great job today. Our guests, Brophy coach Jason Jewell, Horizon coach Andy Litten, Arcadia football's Jeff Alba, Vegas, Henderson, Nevada, Green Valley Gators coach Clay Mauro, Saguaro coach Zach Hill, Corona coach Jake Barrow, GCU club women's hockey coach Jess Conlon, our University of Florida in Gainesville, who's in Germany, our very own Bennett Solomon, my old friend Mike Beal, Desert Mountain coach Conrad Hamilton. Guys, my name is Vince Delicio. Thank you again for joining us on the Varsity Sports Show. Keep an eye on our Twitter. There's a lot of programming today. We got hockey, we got football, we got a lot of stuff. Salt River Scorpions coach Larry Davis as well. Please be sure and check out our Twitter at Varsity Show, Instagram, Facebook, and everybody. Now it's time for JR's Texas Tales. Aaron, take it away.
Antonio was born in a remote Spanish Texas outpost where his father served in the military. Life was far from easy due to the strict trade controls by the Spanish crown, leading to chronic supply shortages. The settlers relied on an illicit trade lifeline, especially with nearby French outposts. When the order came to abandon their outpost, led by Antonio, they embarked on a journey to San Antonio. However, the settlers' longing to return east, fueled by strong bonds with indigenous people, was palpable. In a daring move, Antonio Hill y Barbo journeyed to Mexico City to plead their case. The viceroy, Antonio Maria de Bucareli y Ursua, relented, allowing the settlers to establish a new colony, Nuestra Señora de Pilar de Bucareli. It showed promise, fostering improved relations with indigenous people and countering British freebooting in the region. But Comanche raids and devastating floods prompted yet another move. In 1779, they revived the long-abandoned Spanish mission, Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe de los Nacogdoches. Ibarbo's diplomatic skills and resourcefulness led to his appointment as Lieutenant Governor of Nacogdoches, a pivotal role for establishing a permanent settlement. The pueblo they built thrived, with Ibarbo constructing a 2-story trading post. Serving also as a jail and defensive position, it became a crucial trade hub between Texas and Louisiana. Today, Antonio's descendants are scattered across Texas, Louisiana, and the Southwest. The statue of Don Ibarbo in Nacogdoches Plaza stands as a testament to his enduring impact on the oldest town in Texas.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.